Let me tell you something right now. This little guy, he's my baby. He's my baby. And you can call me Mama Mongo, 'cause I love Godzilla.
Aww.
Hello, 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 everybody. This is Mongo. And, I just feel prompted, to make a little bit of a video to kind of show some of my favorite things related to giant monsters. Now, if you didn't already know, I love Godzilla. I love giant monsters and giant monster movies. They're kind of a big deal to me. So, throughout the years, I've had the chance and the opportunity to collect various things, whether they've been pins or posters or figures or movies even. So I just want to show a few of these things, some things that you don't quite see as often as you might, usually. So, just want to start off with something that is not an official figure. This was just something that I picked up off of Amazon. It's just a gorilla figure, but I really like it because it's kind of a good stand-in for King Kong. The reason why I really like it, I think he looks really nice next to another figure that I really love, and that is the Character Content Productions Heisei Godzilla. I think he looks great with paired with this guy. He's a little short, but he might be a little short. Maybe if he was maybe about just a little bit taller, I think that'd be a great scale for King Kong versus Godzilla. Because personally, I don't think King Kong should be the same height as Godzilla. Call me crazy here, people, but anyhow, I digress. Just want to take another look at the CCP Heisei Godzilla. I love this guy. He's something that I really enjoy. He's a figure that's great, I'm kind of glad I did not have something like this as a kid, because it would kill me to, see a chewed up version of this, because that's what I would do. I would probably chew up the fingers of this, chew up the head of this, chew up the tail. It would be well worn out. And which is, it's a good thing I didn't have something like this, because this isn't really a toy. It's just a very nice looking figure. Look at that. Look at this guy. Gosh, I love him because I love the Heisei era so much. The Heisei era of Godzilla, it's one of those distinctions in the movie, starting in 1984 with the return of Godzilla all the way to 1995's Godzilla vs. Destoroyah. That's that period of movies called the Heisei era. Very cool figure. And we'll just, this is the last figure last figure of this size that I have, that I want to show today. And that is the Bandai vinyl Gamera. This is a very cool figure. He's very green, but other than that, I really like him. He's Gamera. This is based off of his appearance in Gamera, Guardian of the Universe. Again, I love his size. He's a little bigger than some of the other Bandai vinyls that I have, but look at that design, just the back. The shell looks beautiful. I think I really like him because he kind of scales pretty nicely with the knockoff Kong that I have, the knockoff gorilla, the Chinese gorilla that I have. It's a good size, for that. And then I think he scales pretty nicely with this Godzilla. Granted, off the top of my head, I don't really know the size for Gamera, especially in the Heisei era. But I think they look pretty nice, you know. And if I was really artistically inclined, and if I knew how to do painting and stuff, I might I could see myself trying to make a darker shading on this, but I definitely won't because I do not have any artistic ability whatsoever as far as painting and things like that go. But, you know, we'll move on to some something papery, you know. So occasionally, you know, you find some cool stuff, and I just so happen to have seen some cool fabrics at a local Japanese store. I don't know if I should call it a Japanese store might be a little broad. The store's name was Tokyo Lifestyle, and found this wonderful fabric of King Ghidorah, and that was awesome. Ignore the light there. Yeah, the light ring. So you got King Ghidorah, and it looks great. So I saw that, and I was like, okay, that's awesome, you know. I'm not really much of a sewing kind of guy, so I'm not really going to use it for anything like that. So I figured, hey, I'm going to put it in a poster frame. But that wasn't it. You know, it wasn't just a fabric with King Ghidorah. There was also a fabric of Godzilla. Look at that. I love it. It's great. I really enjoy that. Both of these, really. They're really great. And so, gonna kind of close out with 3 more items. First item is my mouse pad. It is just a very cheap mouse pad that I found off Amazon. And it was so cheap, and maybe it was the ink of it, but when I first got it, it smelled terrible. It smelled horrendous. And it was quite a pain to deal with for the first week, maybe 2 weeks. It was terrible. Just, oh. Okay, so moving on to the second to last item, the penultimate item. This was a gift from a very close family member, and it is picture Godzilla, but it's also a piece of film, 35 millimeter film from a Godzilla movie. And I love it because you can, you know, you look at it in the light, you can see the film. You know, it reminds me of being a kid. But this particular panel is from the Millennium era, you know, and I could not tell you which Millennium era movie it was, though most likely it was either Godzilla 2000, Godzilla Against Mechagodzilla, or Godzilla Tokyo SOS, because it's a very specific design of the suit Godzilla, the Godzilla suit that's in this frame, this piece of film. It's very cool. I have it proudly displayed on my dresser in front of my posters, and I have it stood up with a very special little figure. Let me just come real close into you guys, you know, real close. Hopefully you don't see too many of my imperfections. So I have it proudly displayed, propped up against the NECA, you know, one of the NECA figures of Godzilla. I love NECA. They're really cool. Good company, honestly. They got a lot of good winners, you know. This wonderful figure of the Legendary Pictures Godzilla. So, you know, I have him, you know, propped up in between Godzilla's tail and his body. It's pretty cool. This is a really cool figure because it's fairly posable. Actually, it's very posable. Like, look at all the things in its tail, all these little doodads, you know. Got legs. This guy is actually a little heavy. He's a little heavy, you know. It's no problem for me, though. Just kidding. You guys don't come here for my toxic masculinity, you know. But it's a very cool figure, great detail. Me personally, I really like the 2014 movie. I enjoy Kong Skull Island, and I enjoy Godzilla King of the Monsters, but overall I really like the 2014 movie the most so far, you know. But I really like this figure, you know. You just dong 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 dong, and he's even got sound. Okay, let's listen to that again. Hopefully I don't flub it. I love that. I love the roar. It's a great figure. That's pretty much what I wanted to end this video on. Folks, you know, I'm Mongo. Something to take away from this video is that, like the movie The Sound of Music, there are things in this life that can make you happy. And thinking about those things can bring joy to you even in your darkest days, you know. Like the song goes, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Folks, I'm Mongo, and I hope you had a good rest of your day. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye. End scene.